Hi, my name's Sally Mansfield O'Donnell, and I'm here at Steam displaying, which is a great privilege. And I brought with me my displays that are made out of Unikitty, which is one of the characters in the first and second film. And I started over here with Unikitty Easter Island. This was my husband's idea, but I thought it was an excellent idea, so I thought I'd have a go at it. And basically the idea is this is clearly the first place that Unikitty came to Earth, because of course we have the monolith of Unikitty in an island form, but there is clearly a little bit of Cloud Cuckoo Land going on in the background. And here we have the original kitties from the first movie come to worship on a yearly occasion. Once a year they come to worship at their altar of their origins on Earth.
Very nice.
And we have a few puppycorns over there and a few of the newer kitties on the left-hand side, just sunbathing and enjoying the...
And surfing.
Yes, surfing. We've got a surfer there. I think we had a boat at one point, but we don't seem to have that anymore. That was also my first attempt at an unusual base plate. Instead of using a base plate, I built up the base using different plates rather than a base plate.
Well, I remember the last time we talked to each other, you said your goal was to make Lego on straight. So
yes.
Getting rid of base plates is one way to go.
Yes, that is. And again, this is, here clearly there's a different set of habitat here. We've got the sort of marshy area on the left-hand side as you look at it, along with the cliff face that's covered in greenery, and then on the other side a palm tree, and it's a bit more sort of relaxing. And if you look on the inside, you can see that there's the beginning there of Cloud Cuckoo Land as well.
Indeed.
So yeah, that was my first attempt at a kitty habitat or environment.
I think you should show this to Matthew Ashton. He'll be very pleased.
Matthew Ashton, I'd love to meet him.
So the next one.
This is a cat gym. Because we have 6 cats at home, we always have one of these gyms with various places for the cats to sit and to climb up and for scratching posts. And I thought, well, obviously that's what you need if you're going to have lots of kitties from Unikitty World. But clearly, Unikitty needs a little bit of Cloud Cuckoo Land in there. So on the one side, at the back, you've got the original tan, sort of basic one that you might buy in Pet-Saras at home. And then towards the front, it becomes more Unikitty-like, which is why you've got all of these flowers and Unikitty horns towards the front.
And a slide.
Well, she's got to get down somehow.
Yeah. You've got one Unikitty who's not too happy and looks feeling a bit sick up there.
Yeah, it's too high for him, really. Or is it a girl? I don't know. But yes. And this was also my first attempt at one of these base plates where you've got a sort of pattern at the bottom so that it's a little bit more interesting. A lot of this is experiments.
And the loss of eyes again. I know you like the eyes.
I think that was because they were in the brick wall at the Lego shop and I've got lots of them.
So here we have some sort of metamorphosis.
Yes, I've now called this Kittymorphosis, because why wouldn't you? But basically this was a situation where I had loads and loads of these kitties, and I just thought I could morph one into another. So I did that, I sat them on a base plate and then thought, well, that's quite nice, but you need a reason for them to have changed from happy rainbow kitty into angry kitty. So looking at the pieces I had, I decided that she'd be out for a walk on a nice rocky sandy hill, and that eventually she ended up at the top of the hill, which was a volcano. And I did this one really quite quickly. I had the idea and then I did it in about a week over the course of, the nights of that week.
Wow. Oh, very effective. I mean, you can see the metamorphosis and
Yeah, she changes one piece at a time, I think. But I think I had to take one out because I didn't have enough space for all of them, but I think it was one at the back here. One of the early versions where she changed both feet at once. That's what it was.
right. Didn't notice that.
Yeah,
It's a bit like the Incredible Hulk, but in kitty form.
that's right. And she does become very angry. Well, wouldn't you if you ended up standing in that volcano?
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't be pleased at all. I'm surprised she's still there and staying there. But
Yes.
she could have made use of this amazing construction.
She could have done. This is my one and only attempt at a mech. And I got online to find out how to make a mech. And then I used the pieces from the original Cloud Cuckoo Land set. And that sort of brought it into this mech. And my favourite piece is actually on the back, where we've got a bit of a snail trail on her feet. Because the front is made out of the snail which came out of that original set down there.
That's very imaginative. I've never seen a mech like this.
No, it's a bit of a mashup.
Yes, but I mean, it's all about rebuild your world, isn't it?
Yes, yes. And I wanted it to have different arms, so we had different things going on with that.
So is it fully articulated?
Yes. It's not very sophisticated, but it does move, as you can see.
And yes, and this is another angry kitty inside here.
Indeed.
Ready for business and battle.
Yep. But the key to this was that a lot of the pieces came from that original set of the Cloud Cuckoo Palace, I think it's called.
Yes. These are little microfigs in there as well. I noticed that. Where are they from? Are they from the set as well?
Which one, sorry? The tails?
These two little microfigs right there.
Oh, no, those were just things I found. I think they came from games. The pirate game, maybe.
Maybe. So finally here, your last one.
That
is in the clouds.
Yes, that's a formal cloud garden for Sleepy Kitty, because of course, what does a cat do in a garden? She falls asleep.
Oh, they sleep everywhere.
They do. And I started this with 4 of these on a 16 by 16 plate and thought it looks far too crushed and close, and decided I'd build a cloud with a little bit of height and then have various clouds floating. And then of course the formal beds. And here we have Kitty, of course, has snuck in to the middle of the formal bed and is asleep in there.
Well, as cats do, you can never trust them.
No,
They always go when you don't want them to go.
that's right.
Well, Sally, that's 5 amazingly original creations.
Thank you.
Thank you for showing them to me.
You're welcome.